Hey, shalom, 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 shalom. Yahweh B'Hashem Yeshua Barakatah. Before I get this lesson started, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rakakadash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from. And shalom to the hope elect, 144,000, taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits of Yasharallah to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Radah with some more on the man of sin. So I want you to guys check this video out. You know the precept. Let me. Do I want to go there first? Let's do this. Let's get the precept. The precept. We want the precept. For Satan himself. Satan transforms himself into an angel of light, an angel. Now, Renaissance Western Christianity, and the fact that angel of light, and the fact that no one, for the most part on the earth, can teach the Hebrew scriptures except for the hopefully elect men, the Hebrew Israelite men, that Yahweh Shai has to choose to open up the mysteries of the scriptures. That includes the Bible and the Apocrypha, right? Let me see how much more. Let me see. Okay. Let's see. Let's start with this is 2 Corinthians 11 verses 12 on down. But what I do that I will do, that I may cut off occasion from them which desire occasion, that wherein they glory, that they may be found even as we. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Hamashiach. Right? So the apostles, the sent out ones of Hamashiach, could only be Hebrew Israelite men. No other race could perform this task because no other race or nation of people were given the laws. Let's get that precept. And therefore it is no great thing, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light, right? Now you got to remember, this is written, Paul is literally a stumbling block. What does that mean? The Spirit operates through the Apostle Paul in a way that even Peter, when Peter, the head apostle, is speaking about Paul's writings, he says his writings are hard to understand for those who are unlearned. You have to become skilled in the precepts. You have to be listening to those who are skilled in the precepts to be able to break down certain mysteries, dark speeches, dark sayings in the Bible. And this is one of those. The way that it is written, it makes it sound like the Satan mentioned in verse 14 is different than the apostles mentioned, the apostles transforming themselves into the apostles of Hamashiach in verse 13. No, this is the same group of people, and this is the same ethnos or race of people, but this is written in dark speech, and you got to be able to understand. Other precepts will open up this. Other precepts in the Bible will unlock these. Okay? For such as false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Hamashiach, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. It is specifically written like this so that the lie could go out that this is talking about the actual prince demon Satan. Well, no, this is actually talking about Esau, the so-called white man. That's who this Satan is speaking about. Okay? Therefore, it is no great thing because once you understand the office of the actual prince demon spirit Satan, he doesn't have to act like an angel of light. When he is sent as the left-hand expression of Yahweh. He's not fighting Yahweh Shai. He isn't. Esau Edom is. Esau Edom is going to attempt to go to war with Yahweh Shai when he comes back on the UFO to prevent Yahweh Shai from sitting on the throne of David, so that Esau doesn't lose rulership. All right, the prince demon Satan does everything that the Most High tells him to do. All right, so look, for such as are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Hamashiach, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. I'm going to prove to you that this is talking about a man, because I'm going to show you a man who does this in the earth more than any other man on the earth. And what I mean by man, I mean nation. I'm going to show you a nation of people who has mastered this and perfected it more than any other race of people on the earth. Okay? Therefore, verse 14, therefore it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. Let's check this out. Now let's go. One more. Here is Revelations 2 to back up the point. Revelations 2, verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. This is Yahushua directly speaking to the apostle, the prophet John. When it says devil, who is he talking about? Let's get the interlinear. Look at this. We're going to pull up the word devil, because remember, Yahushua spoke Hebrew. Even though this is written in Greek, he was speaking in Hebrew when he spoke to John. You got to understand that. Okay? Look at this. It's diabolos, right? We'll play it.
Strong's G 1228. Diabolos.
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 Now look at this. Look at this. Prone to slander, slanderous, accusing falsely, a calumniator, false accuser, slanderer. Look at the second one. Applied to a man who, by opposing the cause of power, may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. Slanderer. Let's get another precept. It's in Ezekiel. Infamy. It's going to be in Ezekiel. Infamy. For thy infamy. For thy infamy. Infamy. And infamy is the bad kind of fame. Infamy. It should be in Ezekiel. That's what I'm looking for. Boom, boom, boom. Where are you, Ezekiel? It's going to be Ezekiel 35 or 36. Infamy. Ezekiel. Where are you at? No, there it goes, 36. Therefore prophecy and say, thus saith the Lord, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you. And so, let me see if this is it. Therefore prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord power, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that ye might be possessions unto the residue of the heathen, and ye are taken up in the mouth and the lips of talkers, and are an infamy up to the people. That's what I'm looking for. That's it. Ezekiel 36:3. Now, what's this talking about? If you keep reading, it's going to identify the race of people that's oppressing the northern and southern kingdom of the Israelites. What is this right here? That ye are taken up in the lips of talkers and are an infamy of the people. What's the lips of talkers? That's slander. That's accusations. All right. Let's. This is verse 3. Let's pull it up. Let's get the whole. Also, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, ye mountains of Israel, hear the words of Yahweh, thus saith the Lord power, because the enemy has said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. This is talking about the 1948 Balfour Declaration, when they said that Israel belonged to the Jewish people, the 1948 state of Israel, the Israelis. This goes into the controversy of Zion. You have to understand all these precepts to understand that sometimes when the scriptures are saying Satan and devil, it's talking about the so-called white man. But it takes a bunch of precepts to prove it. We don't just say this, oh, he's a white devil. No, bro, there's precepts that prove it. Verse 3, therefore remember, he's a slanderer. This devil that's going to be putting the elect into jail is a slanderer and an accuser. And Renaissance Western Christianity has said that only the prince demon spirit Satan is the accuser of the brethren. No, there is a physical counterpart. There is a race of people. There is a system. There is a media system. There is a scholastic system. There is a categorist system, a categories of systems that a specific race of people uses to classify everyone. And those are accusations. We are not black, but we've been called black. We're not Latinos and Native Americans. Those are the names he put on us. Latin is a Latin, the word Latin, that's the language that the Edomites spoke in Rome. How the fuck is that a description for all the northern kingdom that speaks Spanish, and Spanish is an Edomite language. You see how when you start breaking things down, stuff doesn't make sense? Therefore, prophecy and say, thus saith the Lord God, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that ye might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen, and ye are taken up in the lips of talkers, and are an infamy of the people. Your fame. What's infamy? Let's get it. What is infamy? It's the worst. It's the worst kind of fame. And that's how we are in the earth. We are infamous. Why? Because of what they have said about us. Infamy. Infamy. Infamous. Infamy. Let's get infamy first. Public disgrace. Dishonor. Evil fame. Black people are 2/3 human. They are 13% of the population, and they commit 80% of the crime. But they don't mention the 13th Amendment and how it's written. They completely overlook 500 years of slavery. That's got nothing to do. The whole policing system and race of people that are policing us are the biblical Edomites, our prophetic arch enemy, and they don't say that we're the Hebrew Israelites. They're calling us black. See how it breaks down, you guys? This is going into Ezekiel 36. We fit the description as well as they fit the description of being the people who are slandering us, the definition for the devil in Revelations 2 and 10. Let's read some more. Ill fame, bad repute, dishonor, of ill fame, disreputable. Okay? Brand with infamy. You see it, you guys. Now let's come out and go infamous. Merger of two, it's not well known, of ill repute. Infamous is form. Let me see, not opposite of, causing infamy. Disqualified from certain rights of citizens because of conviction. Oh my God, bro, right fucking there. How do they do us in the credits with credit and fucking rental history redlining us? Remember when they were you guys, you gotta fucking see this. Disqualified from certain rights of citizens. We couldn't vote. We're not supposed to vote, but we couldn't vote. Why? You can't eat here. Coloreds only, or this is, the colored only water fountain. You got to drink over here. You got to sit in the back of the bus. Disqualified from certain rights of citizens because of conviction for certain crimes. What was the crime? Being black, being brown, being a Hebrew Israelite in an Edomite rulership. When they call themselves white. You have to see this. Okay, now we understand what infamy means. Therefore, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord God. Thus saith the Lord God, to the mountains and to the hills, Salakia, to the rivers and to the valleys, to the desolate wastes and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey and derision to the residue of the heathen that are round about. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I, listened to this, so have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, and Idumea is the Greek word to say Edom, you motherfuckers. This is telling you that the Edomites, Idumea, are the people who are slandering us. They are the people who have made us infamous, and they are the people who do this. They are prone to slander us. They accuse us falsely. And it is applied, the word devil is applied to a man. They are the man that the word devil is applied to. And Satan, acting like an apostle of Hamashiach. How did they do this? How did they act like they were the sent out by Yahushai? Billy Graham. Billy Graham's just one fucking example. He's a fucking, and this is my list, the man of sin being revealed, Billy Graham. Remember, Billy Graham was best friends with all these fucking bonesmen and fucking Freemason presidents. How do the two mix? How do the two mix, you guys? Let me see. Let me find it right here. Look. We're talking to me. Look at this. So when George Bush comes out to meet Billy Graham, in this stadium, he does what is known as the hidden hand symbol. It's a Freemasonic symbol. As he's reaching in, he's acting like he's reaching in for a note, but that's really it's called the hidden hand, which means he's telling you in symbolism, these motherfuckers think that this dude's talking about Yahushua, though they call him Jesus, when he was an agent the entire fucking time. And every Christian that is high ranking up on the television, every fucking single one of them is a Freemason, because Renaissance Western Christianity is fucking false. It's not the truth. Because God, the Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, hates Esau. And these are the biblical Edomites, the one that's called the devil and Satan. There it is. And notice how the fucking camera conveniently cut to the crowd to leave you with that image of him reaching into his jacket. That is the fucking symbol for the hidden hand. Don't get it twisted. This shit's all done on purpose. Okay, and remember, what was fucking George Bush known for? The 1,000 points of light, which goes into the occultic networking of all the illuminated families and businessmen, going up into the judges, the statesmen, the dictators, the world operators. That's what this is all talking about.
We are finally putting America first.
Remember this.
Putting America first. And by the way, you know, all the rhetoric you see here, the 1,000 points of light. What the hell was that, by the way?
And this is Donald Trump acting like he doesn't know what's going on. It's all a fucking act. He absolutely knows what the fucking 1,000 points of light is. Points of light goes into wisdom, but it also goes into the organizations of the actual people, the bodies of the people, the spirits of the people that organize, that get together, that do the fucking the human sacrifice, the orgies. They have their own businesses. They get on television. They're inverted. A lot of the women are turned into men. The men are turned into women, and they're operating in absolute left-handed power and darkness in front of everybody, and they're slowly moving forward towards their goals. This entire video explains it by posting occultic writings that can be broken down in the precepts.
What did that mean? Does anyone know? I know one thing. Make America great again, we understand. Putting America first, we understand. 1,000 points of light. I never quite got that one. I'm trying to say, what the hell is that? Has anyone ever figured that one out? And it was put up by a Republican, wasn't it?
C.S. Lewis is regarded as a Christian writer that writes in allegorical form, when in fact he is a fucking illuminist. He is an Edomite. He is a fucking Freemason. And all of his writings, he writes from Alice Bailey, who is a fucking occultist. Yet the Christian world told us that C.S. Lewis, I was told my whole life that C.S. Lewis, oh, he's a Christian. Everything, the witch, the wardrobe, and the lion or something like that, that's all allegorical. It's all about Jesus. No, it's spreading the hidden Illuminati messages on the left-hand side to those who are initiated and they understand. The rest of the world that's not initiated, they don't fucking understand, bro. So I'm showing you all of this, right? Let's fast forward it to fucking...
of age.
So how is this dude, I'm going to let you hear what he's about to say, how is he fucking best friends with Billy Graham? If Billy Graham was truly serving the Son of God, he wasn't. These are the apostles of Satan transforming themselves into the angel of light. And this is talking about the so-called white man. They're the only race that did this, because Chinese people did not spread the gospel of white Jesus. Hamites from Africa did not spread the gospel of white Jesus all over the earth. Fucking Arabs, Ishmael, did not spread the gospel of fucking white Jesus. The so-called fucking white man did. That's who this is talking about.
I've spoken of 1,000 points of light, of all the community organizations that are spread like stars throughout the nation doing good.
And that's talking about the occultic families, the occultic business owners, the whole network of the left hand, man. It's not just people you see on TV. It's people that you don't see on TV that are in fucking rich neighborhoods all over fucking America, bro.
We will work hand in hand, encouraging, sometimes leading, sometimes being led, rewarding, We will work on this in the White House, in the cabinet agencies.
And this goes into, this is like an ancient history writing. The seed of mind was implanted in some of the aspiring animal men by the hierarchy, and these animal men became human beings. What is it talking about? It was talking about how the scriptures even describe the beasts of the field and the serpent. Those are talking about human beings, and how when you don't have the wisdom on the right-hand side, you are likened unto a beast. And so they're talking about before they got their wisdom on the left-hand side, how they were decrepit prior to that knowledge coming into them. And it wasn't all of them that got it. It was an elect. It was an elite group of them that got it. That's why it says right here, look, the hierarchy and these animal men became human beings of a very low order, to be sure, but still men. They were sparked, if I might so express it, and a point of light appeared where before there was none. They're telling you that at one time they did not have the wisdom that they're operating in. All of this can be broken down. And I just did this in another video. So now what I want to get into, what I want to show you is remember. Let me see. Hold on. So now we know that infamy is talking about false or bad fame, and it comes by way of someone accusing you. And we understand that the devil is locking us up and accusing us, and we understand now that it's talking about a man. It's not talking about the prince, even Satan. And these precepts are also talking about a man, right? But what I do, that will I do. 2 Corinthians 11:12. So here, 2 Corinthians 11:13. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers. You just saw it. Transforming themselves into the apostles of Mashiach, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel light. And the way Paul is writing this is specifically to stumble you, to make you think it is talking about the devil. No, this is talking about the so-called white man. Now look, you saw what you saw here, okay? And you saw his connection to Billy Graham. All of the Christian pastors are like this. The ones that are really high up, Joel Osteen, all of them, bro. They're all fucking Freemasons. Now, like I told you,
just watched what
there is a race of
has
people.
to be one of the most horrifying.
There is one race of people that has mastered hiding their true identity. And look at this. This is a very basic situation. This is basic as fuck, but why do they do this? And it's not just with their names. They do it with everything. And the scriptures tell us that Satan transforms himself as an angel of light. And the scriptures tell us that Satan and devil is also synonymous with a specific man on the earth. You have to know how to go through the precepts, and you can tell that tree by his fruits. And his fruits are that he would accuse and categorize people. And there's no other group of people on the planet earth that has renamed everyone more so than the so-called white man, and forced his fucking worldview, his religious view, and his scholastic view on fucking everybody. Look at this.
Told me that the biggest Jewish stars in show business all change their name. You know, Bob Dylan's real name was Bobby Zimmerman, and Woody Allen was Alan Koenigsberg, and Ralph Lauren was Ralph Lifshitz. Trust me, nobody wants a name with shits in it. You say Jerry Lewis, and I say Joseph Levitch. You say Kirk Douglas, and I say Sordanovich. Lewis, Levitch, Douglas, Danovich. Let's call them all new names.
Let's transgender them. Let's call them all new names. Let's say that they are the Hebrew Israelites or the Jews when they in fact are Amalek. Dude, the entire, and this is the head tribe, but all of the Edomites do this. They're all renamed as so-called white or Jewish, and then they have gone around reclassifying everyone else and also into other names, transforming everything, bro. These people are the epitome of those precepts. It's them. It's talking about them.
You say let Lenny Bruce. And I say Leonard Schneider. You say John Stewart. And I say Jonathan Leibowitz. Bruce, Schneider, Stewart, Leibowitz. Let's call them Anglo names.
And Anglo means angelic, and that goes back to the sons of Jacob. That's what we were called before we fell and before we discontinued from our heritage. We were called the angelic sons of Jacob. That's what Anglo means. It means angel son. Dude.
Heart desires, wealth, success, and fame.
Bubala!
All you gotta do is ditch that Jewish name.
Shlomo.
He's not even Jewish.
See, and there's no such thing as Jewish. These are the Amalekites, you guys. And the word Jude, it only applies to the southern kingdom, Judah, Levi, and Benjamin, and the northern kingdom is called Ephraim, the other 10 tribes, and they never mention the split that took place after King Solomon. We are still coming together, mentioned in Ezekiel 36 and 37. Yahushua is now waking all both sides, the elect on both sides, on both northern kingdom, but we haven't been brought together. And any true Hebrew Israelite, any true member, any true seed line member of the house of Jacob, when waking up, when understanding this, would know this, because it's all throughout prophecy. And while Yahushua is speaking through prophecy, he addresses us as such: the north from the south, Ephraim from Judah, Israel from the south, or Israel from Judah, the two witnesses that stand before the Most High, bro. These are the two witnesses that fire comes out of their mouth if any man shall hurt them. These people never mention the split. This is Satan who has transformed himself into an angel. What's angel mean? Man or messenger. It doesn't just mean Alahayim or power. It does mean that, but it can also mean man or messenger. And what's light? Wisdom. We just went through that yesterday in the other lesson I posted with the wisdom of Solomon. Points of light, point of wisdom. Wisdom is light. Though she is counted as the light, she is found before it. Talking about the Yahushua as King Solomon, talking about the beauty of the wisdom of his father. This is the man of sin who transforms himself into an angel of light, you guys.
You say Joan Rivers, and I say Joan Malinsky. You say Natalie Portman, and I say Natalie Hirschlag. Yeah, can you believe it? No, I can't. Rivers, Malinsky, Portman, Hirschlag. Let's give them waspy names. White Anglo-Saxon names. Oh, if your heart desires wealth, success, and fame.
Yenta.
All you gotta do is ditch that shtetl name.
Mashugana.
You say Tony Curtis, and I say Bernie Schwartz. You say Mel Brooks, and I say Melvin Kaminsky. Curtis, Schwartz, Brooks, Kaminsky. Let's give them all new names. Give them New Testament names.
Give them New Testament names. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. This is talking about Amalek. Amalek was the first of the nations, but his end, it's in Numbers. Amalek was the first. It's in Numbers. Look. And Amalek is the grandson of Esau. Esau is the nation of Edom. Numbers 24:20. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up this parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. This is the man of sin, bro. You guys, this is the fucking man of sin. It's talking about a nation of people. The so-called white man, with Amalek being the head tribe of Edom, the small section the least of the flock, the small section of so-called white people who have called themselves calling themselves the Jews. They line up with all of this, bro. And through their media, because they own the media, right? So they are guilty of this, of the slander, right? The devil, right? The devil shall throw you into prison. How's he going to lock you up? Well, he's got to accuse you of doing something. He's got to accuse you of doing something because he's also made you infamous. That's Ezekiel 36. Idumea is the race of people, which is the Greek word for Edom. And Amalek is the head tribe of Edom, and they own the media. And on the media, what do they say? They say that we're the criminals. They call us black. What's the definition of black? What is the definition of black? Look, it's horrible. Of the very darkest, look, owing to absence of or complete absorption of light. The opposite of white. We have no wisdom. That's what, because light is wisdom. Belonging to or denoting a human group having dark colored skin. See, they've sanctified the fuck out of this, bro. Right? It's horrible. There's Elder Malcolm shows a definition before they revised it. It's disgusting, man. That we're not black. We're different shades of brown. Right? Now look at the definition of white. Look how different the definition of white is. Look at this. Look at this shit. Of the color of milk or fresh snow, due to the reflection of most wavelengths of visible light, the opposite of black. Oh, isn't that amazing? And this is what they call themselves. They call themselves white people. When Esau means red and wasted away is he. Bro, these people are the fucking man of sin, man. I pray that this lesson was edifying. Bro, when I do these lessons, bro, like I know I'm running through these precepts because the Spirit was working on me to do this one when I got that video. But it's like listening. It's at the same time when I know I'm the one doing the lesson, but bro, I'm baffled, bro. I'm just like, what the fuck? It's Yahweh Tawada, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakadash, for the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and for the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of this truth, man. You guys, without this understanding, we are screwed. You understand that, man? There was a time when we all walked the earth, but we didn't know what we know now, and we didn't know what we're learning now. Without the wisdom and knowledge of the understanding, and without the true names, because the true names of Yahweh and Yahushai, that's where the wisdom, knowledge, the milk and honey, that's the connection. The milk and honey that is under his tongue, eat honey and the honeycomb, because it is good to thy taste and good to thy soul, right? It will enlighten thine eyes, and when you have found it, I'm paraphrasing, you shall get a reward, and your desire, your expectation will not be cut off. Why? Because you're operating in this breath. Without this breath, bro, without this knowledge, without this understanding, bro, we're F-U-C-K. We're ED. We're screwed, bro. There's no way to navigate through the level of deception and darkness. Amalek, the so-called small hats, and the small hats and fucking Esau, they have a lock on the earth, bro. They have an absolute lock on the earth when it comes to deception, man. And because of Yahushua choosing us to know this truth, bro, we're able to navigate this stuff through the precepts and shed true light, bro, on the right-hand side on this madness, bro. I pray that this lesson was edifying. Damn, bro, I'm staggered, bro. I pray that this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rakakadash, double honor to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from, and the Shalom, the hope elect, taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits to the elders, to the marriage supper of the Lamb, Salaki, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Radah. Shalom.